Turn your daily visibility into a consistent sales routine that attracts clients naturally. Today we're exploring how to turn your marketing and visibility into a sales engine that attracts clients daily. I'm Enfys Maloney, sales expert, speaker, event host, and multi-award-winning entrepreneur. I share the strategy, mindset, and practical selling know-how to help you turn opportunities into real sales, dependable revenue, and bigger cash months. Welcome to More Than Sales with Enfys. Do you know what I find so exciting about business? It's the fact that you can bring on new clients every day if that's what you want, purely and simply by activating a really intentional client attraction system. And this is what we're going to explore today. And before I go into it, I want to paint a bit of a picture because otherwise we might get lost in the weeds and I don't want that for you. So your client attraction and marketing system is a little bit like a symphony. So what do I mean by symphony? It's like you're going to the orchestra. You're not there just to listen to one cranky violin player, okay? It comes together as a symphony because of all of those instruments coming together. They are not working in isolation. They work together and you're the conductor. And so we're going to break out the parts of your symphony here so you can see them in isolation, but also see them how they work together to create this crescendo, to create this really wonderful vibration in your business. And for you to identify individually what role they play so they can have that wider impact on your business. Now, the other thing that I wanted to pull out of this before we begin is to recognize that it's not just what you do, but how you do it. How are you playing these instruments is as important as what you're doing. To be effortless requires effort, okay? So we're going to get expert in all of these different instruments, which sounds overwhelming, but it comes together if you hear me out, okay? So we're going to really think about the intersection and the relationship between your marketing, your personal brand, your ideal client, and how you're transitioning that audience from follower to buyer every day. Because there's movement here. You're activating your audience by inviting them into your world. Your clarity of mission, your consistency of showing up, your congruency in your brand, and your commitment to helping your followers and your clients to achieve whatever it is that you're known for. It's really important that each part of this comes together. So you can attract clients daily by working on your strategy, by working on your client attraction strategy. So what are your instruments? What can you do to build that visibility and invite people into your world so you can convert sales? What can you do? Let's get into it. So here are some of the things that you can do to bring in and attract clients daily. You can use social media, but it's not just using social media. It's the intentionality behind that. What do you want your audience to do? You want them to step into something. So is that invite clear? Be really consistent with your socials and bring that personal brand, bring that energy, bring your USP, which is you and your authority and your authenticity into that activity. Don't just go through the motions. It's not just what you're doing, it's how you're doing it. How are you showing up? Use that platform, use social media to build your online presence. There are so many other ways to build your presence as well. Think about the networking that you're doing. Are you going as your boldest, most iconic self, or are you shrinking in any way? I had this conversation with one of my VIP clients recently where I asked her, where are you shrinking? Where have you got outdated assets representing your brand? We had to do a bit of a clear out because her brand, her aspirations for what was possible had lifted, but she was being dragged down by old assets, looking tired alongside her new self. So we've got to make sure that you are elevating what is being seen across your branding. So things like your LinkedIn banner, your email signature, thinking about the proposals you're sending clients or the sales pages that you're sending to prospects. We have to do this audit so we can refine and optimize the touch points that your next clients are interacting with. Anything that's bringing you down, anything that dilutes your brand, either upgrade it or switch it off. So you're thinking about where to be visible, your socials, your networking. How about the stages that you're on? Are you speaking? Are you leveraging and harnessing the power of your voice? There's nothing quite like it. AI can't replace your voice. No one can replace your you-ness. So harness that and leverage it to build your reputation, your platform. You can take your speaking onto stages, of course, but you can also podcast, you can podcast guest. Something I did in my really early days of business, which was immensely successful, was I didn't have a platform. I didn't have a podcast. I didn't have anything really. I had really few followers, and I knew I wanted to borrow other people's audiences. So I invited really key players in the industry, award-winning entrepreneurs, noteworthy figures in the space, authors, speakers. I would invite them onto lives with me on Facebook, and I would interview them live. And it gave me such a platform to practice, to borrow their audience without pressure for it being particularly fantastic. I would just practice speaking. And over the course of time, that practice has got me to where I am now, confident speaker and an event host. And I'm here talking to you on a podcast. So, I wouldn't be here without the practice. So recognize that your client attraction system and your marketing is a bit of a playground. People put so much pressure on it to work, whereas actually being playful, creative, having an idea and testing what works, experimentation is such a key part to your marketing and sales success. Like, we have to have the courage to get creative and playful. And I would invite people thinking that they would say no. I thought, who's going to want to talk to me? Who will I be able to interview? I mean, they're up there and I'm down here, just started. And I think more or less everybody said yes. And not only was I practicing my speaking, I was getting alongside these really influential, award-winning entrepreneurs, authors, industry leaders. And I was interviewing them and I was just I'm just getting the gold from them. It's a bit of it's a way to get that access and that proximity to influence is incredible for your business as part of your client attraction strategy. But you don't even have to interview somebody else. You could go live. Don't underestimate video. Don't underestimate video. And it's such a key way for you to start conversations. Like I've said in another episode, you want to interact with your audience. You want to speak with your audience. You want to create a bond and a relationship with your business. And that can't be flat. They have to be able to interact with you. They have to know you. Your personal brand has never been as important as it is now. So what about your personal brand that you could dial up? Don't dial down what you can dial up. What interests you? What beside your area of expertise would your ideal client be interested to hear from you about? Get curious and share it. And don't be scared of embracing your personal brand. I live in North Wales in Snowdonia. We've got 20 sheep, 5 chickens. I'm either in wellies or stilettos. There's nothing in between with me. It's like wellies or stilettos, dry robe or, red nails. And that juxtaposition is part of my personal brand. And so I own it. So what is it that you could do to really galvanize and reinforce your personal brand because it galvanizes and reinforces your client attraction strategy? If you want clients daily, if you want to make sales daily, then we're going to have to embrace your marketing. Otherwise, you're going to be fighting it tooth and nail forever. It's part of building a really lucrative, fulfilling business. And you can have a lot of fun with it, like I say. So we were just listing out like some ways to boost your visibility, from being on social media to networking to stages to being on podcasts to being live to sharing your voice, sharing your opinion, to borrowing audiences, to collaborations. Like, who have you met recently networking who you're like, oh, there's real synergy there? You know, who have you just like clicked with? And when you have a conversation that just something magic happens. Like, could you interview them? Could you collaborate with them? Could you create something together? I've had so many clients that do a collaboration together. And as you advertise that, you get in front of each other's audience. The collective courage around whatever you're doing together is just shared. Like the best-selling book that I was part of, that was a collaboration. The book is called Fab Collab, and it was a book about how women create success in business. And that was a collaboration. And now I've got a best-selling book as part of that experience. And it opened doors that I didn't know existed. And so we can get really broad with your client attraction strategy, but it has to come back to intentionality. What do you want from your marketing activities? What are you trying to create? What leads and what sales are you trying to generate? So we've gone quite broad here, but there's always the intentionality behind it. As you're bringing your symphony together, you're the conductor at the front. What do you want your audience to know, feel, and do as they interact with your brand on a daily basis? These 3 questions underpin all the activities that I do. What do I want them to know? What do I want them to feel? What do I want them to do? What do I want you to do as you're interacting with this podcast? I don't want this to end here. I want to know you. I want to get to know your brands. I want to invite you into my community, and so I will. I run the most amazing online networking provision called Vibrant Connections. It's an award-winning, high-caliber networking space for individuals like you who are growing your business and are passionate about your topic. We have award strategists, and we have speakers, and we have hosts, and we have authors, and all sorts of incredible individuals in Vibrant Connections. So come and visit us. We welcome visitors every single month to Vibrant Connections, and the link is in the show notes. But your client attraction strategy is a symphony. Isolate the pieces, isolate the instruments, get proficient in each of those instruments, bring it together, create that atmosphere around your brand, have fun with it, experiment, and enjoy the process. Enjoy daily marketing so you can make daily sales. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe and follow, and I'll see you on More Than Sales with Enfys on the next one.